In the waning weeks of 2006, the lucky owners of the Nintendo Wii woke up to the surprise of finding the Wii Connect 24 light actually being utilized.
Do you see the light? What light?
You know, the blue light that surrounds the disk drive that Nintendo promoted as an aesthetic component of the Wii and really hasn't been used.
Have you seen the light?
Well, Wii owners got a double shot of light. The first being the weather, forecast channel download, which others have gone into great detail. I'll quickly glance at the land where Derek currently is. And apparently he's freezing his ass off. So let's go to the next Wii update, the one that gave us the internet channel. All updates were first announced with an email, and unlike the forecast channel, which was acquired through a mandatory firmware update, the internet channel is acquired through a free purchase, at least until July 2007, through the Wii Shop. Now, I time compressed this because I seriously doubt anyone would want to sit through 20 minutes of downloading. Xbox Live Marketplace Fluid, this isn't. So anyway, here's the Wii Shop, where the vast majority of transactions would be virtual console game purchases. However, add-on applications would be acquired through WiiWare, the internet channel obviously being the first. Now, if you notice, it states that not all functionality of the browser has been implemented from day one. I don't see this personally as a good sign to start off with. Now, the next menu tells you which peripheral you can use with the browser and how many Wii points it will cost. Obviously, the trial version is free for the time being. Now, it's interesting to see how much space the internet browser actually takes up in the internal memory. It's been publicly stated that the Wii has 512 megabytes of internal memory, each block roughly being 4.2 megabytes. So by doing some simple division, the Opera browser comes in at roughly a little over 66 megabytes. That is a quarter of the size larger than the latest build of Firefox. Yes, this is the actual download prompt. It's about as accurate as making a pinpoint turn with a 1970s Cadillac lanyard. The download in real time takes on average around a half an hour. And yes, you can't play any games until it's done. After it's done downloading, it automatically installs itself onto the Wii menu. Again, what's with the warnings? Web browsers have been around for 15 years. Is this going to be another Sega Planet Web fiasco, where surfing the internet on the Saturn and Dreamcast were a novelty at best? Let's first start off with the web address interface. The good is a soft QWERTY keyboard is brought up, and any USB keyboard can be attached to input the address. Notice how large and readable the font is on this interface. What's unfortunate is it does not transfer this text size and sharpness on the web pages themselves. Look at how unreadable this is, and this is not a HD console. It should scale and sharpen the text. To scroll the page, one must align the cursor with the arrow and push the B, aka trigger button. Yes, ergonomic it isn't. What does make sense is magnification using the plus and minus buttons on the Wiimote, but look how much you have to magnify in order to make the text readable. Macromedia Flash, including YouTube videos, surprisingly work very well with this browser. A question that probably comes up is, how does the Wii Opera browser compare with the PlayStation 3's integrated browser? Well, the fact that neither of them are an adequate replacement for Internet Explorer, let alone Firefox, and the fact the PlayStation 3 makes you input the web address with this arcane, cell phone-esque virtual keyboard. Now, it does let you use a USB keyboard, just don't expect to use the numpad or any of the function keys. Now, this is an HD console, which means it can display web pages at PC and Mac resolutions, but the browser does a surprisingly good job at sharpening the text enough to make it somewhat readable at 480i. But that's all this browser does well. Look, it's confused about plugins, but it does let you scroll the web page with your analog stick. Note to Nintendo, let me scroll with the analog stick on the nunchuck in the final release. Getting back to the PlayStation 3 web browser, look at how bad it plays back Flash video from YouTube. Yes, this is an excellent demonstration of the power of the Cell processor. Neither of these web browsers are computer replacements, and if you're insistent on surfing the web with your PlayStation 3, just load Linux on as a second operating system and use Firefox there. And since Xbox is a Microsoft product, do you really want Internet Explorer installed?